All right, welcome everybody. My name is James Dunn, and I'm the host and organizer of this Turning the Outbreak Into Opportunity Facebook group. I'd love to share at the beginning of each one of these calls is, as this whole thing came down, the physical distancing and the self-quarantine, people losing their jobs. Obviously, it was a time, a lot of people saw a lot of chaos. And for me, I just saw a lot of opportunity. So it was a great chance for so many people just to really dive into, where their lives were at. This is a big pause that so many of us have always asked for. It's like, I'm always, I wish I had time to stay at home and work on my relationship, or I wish I had time to stay at home and work on this new business or whatever it happens to be. And, we were given this gift of time. It was just the way it was framed. It scared so many people. It's like, no, you have to stay home. So everybody like, oh shit, no, I want to go to work. I want it. No. So, I just saw the opportunity, and I wanted to make sure to create a space where people would be able to see that and feel okay to come in here and know that it was okay to just take this break and look at their lives and figure out if there's something different they want to be doing, or hey, maybe you are doing exactly what you want to be doing, but let's take this time to really focus on what you are doing in your life and make sure that is the path you want to be on. So what I've been doing as part of that is bringing on guest speakers. For the first 2 weeks, we did every single day. Brought on guest speakers to give you some new ideas, so if you were trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, what direction you might want to go, or just some inspirational message, just something, again, just to keep your mind working and focused on something more positive than what we're seeing on the news, which is 24/7, doom and despair and death and tragedy, so let's, again, take this opportunity to find the positive in this. And this is a group that's open to the public. So if you're watching this on Facebook, live stream right now, absolutely feel free to share this. This is not something that I'm trying to hoard or put a block up in front of that you got to pay site, anything like that. This is all just free information. We want to get this out to as many people as possible and just, again, spread that positivity out there. So if you're watching live on Facebook, absolutely feel free to share this as a watch party. And you may notice from time to time, I'm going to look down away from the screen. And what I'm going to be doing is monitoring this live stream on my phone. So that way, if you're not joining us live here on the Zoom, which you're welcome to do, but if you're not joining us through that avenue, you're welcome to comment on the live stream, the Facebook group. And what I'll do is I'll bring those questions over to Joelle so she can answer them live, during the call if you guys have questions. But we definitely love your participation. We love when you ask questions, and we both believe, I'm sure, that there are no dumb questions. I've heard some pretty silly ones in the grand scheme of things, but I will never fault anybody because we're all at different levels on where we're at. So something that may seem completely stupid to you may be light years ahead of what somebody else is doing. So never ever feel like your question is too stupid. Every question is worthy of being asked.
It is worth looking silly to find out what you need to know because, in the beginning, I was really bad about that. I'm like, I know everything, but then that just halts your growth. So,
Exactly.
Any questions, please send them our way, and me or James can easily answer them.
Absolutely. And so as you just got a little taste, we got Joelle here with us. I'm going to give you a nice formal introduction, and I'm lousy at reading, but I'm going to do my best because I want to make sure to give people the full backstory of who you are in your journey, because you got a pretty awesome one. I'm even actually a little bit jealous of myself. So
thank you.
Yeah. Joelle is a small business owner and a podcast host based in Lexington, Kentucky. See, I can't even get through the first fucking sentence. After graduating from the University of Kentucky, she sold all her things and bought a one-way ticket to Europe. Between traveling, living with a family as an au pair, and working as a barista in Brussels, she started a travel blog and sparked her love for web design. She's lived in Cape Town, South Africa, backpacked through Southeast Asia, traveled South America for 3 months by herself, and did #van life all over the United States. She started her own web design business called Dope Magic Company in January of 2018, and she focuses on providing services for people who decided to go for it. Her newest venture has been launching a podcast, How Do You Deal With, which came out in January 2020. So without further ado, Joelle Writing, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much. It's always fun to hear an introduction because sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, that's me.
Yeah.
You always hear another introduction, you're like, wow, those people really have their life together. And then you hear yourself and you're like, wow, that person has their life together. And they're like, oh, wait, actually, that's me.
That's me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it's so cool to hear it from somebody else's mouth, because again, just like, the silly questions, sometimes we take things for granted almost like, oh, that just, whatever. But then when you hear your own stories, brought back to you from somebody else, you're like, dang, that is kind of cool. Holy cow. I did that. What?
Been a
So,
fun
I love your story.
journey. That's for sure.
Yes. And so I know today we're going to have you on here. We talked about a lot of different things, on these calls. Some of them, like say, were inspirational, motivational. And what I love about what you're going to be bringing to us today is right now, so many things are going into the online space. I mean, not that they weren't there before, but with this quarantine situation, I think I said it in one of the posts where, it's like a gold rush, in terms of the online space, an online market, because everybody is on their computers right now buying things, whether it be Amazon, whether it be, Walmart.com, or even the smaller businesses. I mean, everything's going through the online portal. And so you're going to give us some great tips on how to optimize, our websites. And so whether somebody has one or not, even, these would be great tips, even if you don't have one, but if you're thinking about it, these would be great things to put in place before you get that website out there. So I'm going to just let you just dive in.
Yeah. So yeah, like James said, right now is so important to be online and just to have a website up and running, whether like it's literally a one page or it's multiple pages, like just having some sort of online presence is so important all the time, but especially right now, if you're a business owner, like that's how people are finding you. And so, if you can rank higher on Google, like that's better. If you can have an optimized site that makes people like want to look through your site, if it looks good, like people are going to be just more inclined to buy from you. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. And basically I kind of just made a list of like 10 little things that I know that you can kind of go in and easily fix or keep in mind if you're going to start your website. And then can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen, James?
Yep.
Okay.
I can see it.
So I made this pretty little slideshow for us to go through today. And so let's get going. All right. So basically to start out, I want to talk about this book. For anybody that, no matter what stage you're at, if you have a website and you think it's great, if you don't have a website at all, if you are, pivoting, if you're trying to figure out what to do with your business, this book, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. I actually read it a couple of years ago and I just got it. We just got it in our mastermind that we went to LA the other day.
Yeah.
We just got it because it's such a good book. So some of the information I'm going to be talking about in this is from this book. It's a quick, easy read, but basically it just kind of breaks down and helps you realize like what your brand and your business is about and relates it to people and not just like, I have a product. What does that mean? So basically,
I have a product, buy it. Wait, what? Didn't I buy it? Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Like basically like, this is my product. Why don't you want to buy it? Like it's because you haven't built a story brand around it yet. So when you are doing your website, and if you're considering a website, whatever, I want you to be thinking about your ideal client the entire time throughout your entire website. This is especially great if you're revamping or editing your website. I want you to be looking at your website the entire time through your ideal client. So this is like, basics first step whenever you're in business is getting that ideal client. I actually, I've been in business now for a year and a half and I am switching to another, I'm pivoting to another type of client. So I'm kind of back to square one of like trying to get back into the ideal client mindset. But it's just so important that when someone visits your site, they feel like you are directly speaking to them. Like, oh my gosh, this person's in my head. How do they know me so well? How do they know all my problems? And I will say that if you guys don't follow either Jess Glazer, she did another live in this series, or also the Jen Kennedy on Instagram. Both of them are really, really, really great about ideal client and like pinpointing that in. So if you're kind of starting on that, I recommend that you check them out because they're awesome.
Love both of those women.
Yes, so good. They like have so much insight. And so for your website to start off, you should be able to answer 3 questions about your ideal client. There's all these different things like what's their age, what's their demographic, all these things. But the 3 like core things that I really like to focus on, and especially for a website, is what does your client want? Who or what is opposing or stopping your client from getting what they want? And what will your client's life look like if they do or they don't get what they want?
Mm.
So this is really good to think about for your website of like, okay, what kind of pain points does my client want? What do they struggle with? Like, it's kind of going back to the basics, but I really like how these three break down that question, because then when me, an ideal client, goes to your website, I should be able to answer these three questions about your business. So these three questions are, what do you offer? So when I go to your website, can I quickly be like, what is this person's business? What are they offering? What product are they like trying to sell me? 2, how is this product or what their business is going to make my life better? And 3, what do I need to do to buy it? So that's a third one that a lot of people don't think about is, they talk about what the offer is and how it's going to make your life better, but a lot of people don't like clearly lay out what you need to do to get it. So, for example, on my website, tooting my own horn a little bit, but
well, that's what we're here for. Come
on. Right here, our little mission statement is, we're here to make your business stand out, save you time, and help you make money while you sleep. So that is, how am I going to make your life better?
Yeah.
What do we offer? I offer websites. We offer blog copywriting, online course setup, and newsletter management. Those are our 4 kind of like pillar offers that we do. And what do I need to buy it? I have a button. Tell me more. So this button then takes you to another spot on my site, and then it's going to walk you through my sales process. So
I love that. I mean, it's short and straight and to the point, and because so often we almost want to make it this big, epic monologue kind of thing that we do this, we do this, we do this. And what we do is so buried in this 5 paragraphs of stuff that somebody has to really, 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 really look. And then even then they're kind of confused by it. And yours, like, boom, right there. Hey, here it is. Boom. This is what we do. Here's how I can help you. Here's how I'm going to make your life better. Hey, you want to find out more? Let's keep going.
Exactly. So it's just something short and sweet in the first very top of your website that is going to make people immediately know what you offer and why you're there. So many people, like you said, they get caught up in like all the prettiness and all the details and all of the all this, but it's like, all right, what do you even offer? I don't even know what you guys are besides maybe websites, or maybe, I don't know. So start out with that. So as far as, if you're not really sure what, how you're making someone's life better, I know that sometimes, like for me, when I was first selling websites or when I was first marketing myself, I was like, okay, like a website, it's important because you need to be online. And I didn't really know how to articulate how having a website is going to change your life or is going to change your business's life. And so these are just some examples that you can copy or you can think of ways that your product or your business is going to make someone's life better. So that's, you're going to save them money. You're going to save them time. You're going to help them build social networking, because humans are social beings. We want to be in community. We want to be in groups. Mm-hmm. It's going to help you gain status. So think about like driving a BMW or like having a Rolex. Like it just makes you seem like you have more like luxury, more status in the world. Mm-hmm. It's going to help you accumulate more resources. So that could be time, but also money, productivity. So like online courses is a great way of like, I'm going to help you save money and time, or I'm going to help you save time and make you money. So you're accumulating more resources with my course or helping you create a course. Ability to be more generous. That is something that, humans, we want to give back. We want to have a sense of, that we're helping out. So that's another thing of like, hey, like every time that you buy a mattress, we give a mattress to somebody in need. And lastly, just some way of giving your life meaning. That can kind of go into like the donating part, but humans, we all want to have a purpose, and like we all want to have meaning in this world. And so how can your business or your product help your visitors feel like they're giving meaning or having some purpose in life? So, yeah, any questions so far?
Yeah, no, I mean, no questions so far. We do have Adrian on here says, I'm still working full-time as an electrician, but wanting to transition into online full-time within the next year. What is the number? Oh, wait, there is a question in here. Sorry. See, it was a little bit longer, so I didn't notice the question at first, but what is the number one thing I should be doing right now with limited time to be on social media? Got a little more time in the morning and family. So that might not necessarily be for right this second, but something that we want to make sure to address.
Yeah, we can get that by the end, just because I'm kind of talking about things that will help her and kind of give her more of a guideline of where to start.
Yeah. So, but no, I love what you're saying here, because, you're talking about, with the website, sometimes, like say, we talked about at the beginning, sometimes you think I just have to have a website because you have to have a website, but, you're helping people. I mean, the person has to understand what their website's doing. It has to show them that I am saving money and I'm saving time, or I'm building these networks or gaining this status.
Like a website is going to bring people to your site that will turn those people into clients, which means more money. So you're accumulating more resources. Yeah. It's all about thinking how is your business or your product impacting people's lives? Because that's what matters at the end of the day. I will say that if you are not, if you're more of like an analytical, or you know what the product is, but you're not a really good seller, or you're not, words aren't maybe your strong suit, I will say that one of the greatest things that you can invest in is a sales copywriter. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who don't know what copywriting means, it basically just means somebody is going to write material for you as you. Mm-hmm. So like blogging, a lot of people will hire out blogs, and then so like my blog, like I have bloggers write that for me, but then it's going under my Dope Magic blog. So that's what copywriting is. For those of you who don't know, I didn't know till
well, and it's so confusing, because I was like, this is like, if something's copyrighted, that means like you can't steal it, basically, right? Wait, what? And then there's a copywriter, so it confused me for the longest time, and then I finally realized they're obviously very similar words, almost the same word, but like one of them is a copywriter, another one's like a copyright. It just means it's, you can't copy it, basically.
Exactly what I was thinking of. Like when I first started, I was like, what? This doesn't make sense. Like I can't use these words. Like, but yes, basically 2 words, copywriter and not copyright.
And I love what you're saying too. Like, because if this is something you struggle with, because I know myself, like for my post on Facebook, Instagram, things like that, I can definitely dive into some of those. But when I try and transition that into something that is going to be useful on a website, I don't do quite as well with it. And so I know that's something I personally need to invest in, is somebody that can craft that story where it's not just a motivational post or inspirational post, where it has more of a meaning and a direction to it, to kind of lead them, towards taking some kind of an action or something of that nature.
Absolutely. And it's something that if anybody is interested, my company, we do offer that, but also we have people, I know that people also use Upwork. Upwork.com is an amazing resource. Also Fiverr, Fiverr. Both of those are like contract. You can pay people by the hour, and they'll like have portfolios, or like they'll talk about what they want, and you can kind of just get like a quick little project. And you can find copywriters on there that might be specifically like copywriters for healthcare, copywriters for coaches, copywriters for travel agents. There are different types of copywriters who are good at different things. And so, yeah, I recommend that if you guys aren't good at that, or don't really like think that you're good at words, like invest and just get somebody to write that out quickly for you.
Yeah. Well, and then the beauty of it is once they've written that, then it's up there forever until you decide to change it. And that removes one of those roadblocks that you might have in your head. Like, oh, I can't put up a website because I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it very well. I'm not very eloquent with my speaking. Well, here, just hire somebody to make you sound really great for this one time. And then boom, there it is.
Exactly. Yes. It's all about just getting people, attracting people, and then once you have them, then it's easier to build a relationship. You get to know them one on one. Yeah, it's all about that first impression. Like you want to give the best first impression you can. So sales copyright is a great way to do that because then you're speaking directly to your ideal client.
Boom.
All right, next up we have call to actions. So this was another one that I didn't know what it meant for a while. So just to kind of explain it broadly, call to actions are literally little buttons. So like on my website, this is a button, tell me more. That's a call to action. You're telling somebody what they need to do or what they should do, an
Yeah.
action. Um, so on your home page, especially, you should have at least 3 call to actions. You should have one almost immediately at the top.
Mhm.
You should have one under like your services or your features, and then you can have one at the bottom for subscribing to a newsletter. You can have one in your footer for like download or contact. You want call to actions because people literally need to be told what they need to do next. If they don't have that guide, like people are scanning and people aren't thinking like, oh, I should do this. So you would think that they do, but like because we're getting so much noise all the time, people just need a little extra help, and call to actions are a great way to do that. So call now, buy now, learn more, tell me more, subscribe. It just helps people know what to do in the certain sections that you put them.
Yeah, like I say, it just makes it so much easier because we are inundated with so much information that we start tuning things out. And I don't want to have to think what the next step is. If I got a button, I'm like, oh, I know I click buttons. So, and if I see a little tagline on there that makes sense for me, then I know, okay, that's the next step. If I want to continue this, then boom, just make it nice and easy.
Exactly. And if you have great copy, then someone's gonna go, oh, what? Yes, what do I need to do? And they'll
Yeah.
immediately see something to click, and that is the next step. It's a trigger.
Yeah.
As far as call to actions go, one of them is subscribe. So that's just an easy one that everyone's probably seen. You can offer on your website, it should be on your homepage, some type of free download. So that is the next step, that every single website should have a free download. If it's not a free download, then a discount code. Both of these apply, but basically, a download is a quick way to ensure that you can kind of be seen as an authority in your industry. You can kind of build trust with someone and be like, hey, like, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming by. Here's something for free. It's a great way to like give people a little taste of what you're about. If you go to Costco, you're getting free samples. If you are going to a fair, you're getting like a free goodie bag or something like that, just to like show what your spirit is about, show who you are, and giving away something that it might be something really small and trivial to you. So like free recipes that maybe it's the same recipes you've been using for 15 years, but to somebody else who doesn't know how to cook at all, like those recipes could change your life. And so some ideas of examples that you can do is like a free ebook or a journal. The Stacy, who was on here in the group Monday, she has a free journal right now for like helping you be more mindful about like eating and mindfulness and nutrition. That's an amazing like giveaway. Must have travel accessories. I used to, when I had my travel blog, my like giveaway was like 10 things I never travel without. So that was just an easy way to like tell people like, hey, like I travel all the time. This is what I always travel with. Like you should try, or like you should see what this is about as well. And then checklist or like a full guide. So like get my free like 3-day Marrakesh guide, or get my 3 like meal prepping guide for weekdays. So it's an easy way to build trust, but also it helps you build your email list. And that is so important. Email list is everything. If you guys don't know about Amy Porterfield, she is the queen of email marketing. She is the one who like knows all about it. Same with Brendan Burchard. Both of these people are just really, really good about being in emails and not like being spammy, but providing value. And, you know, when you are on social media, you're getting like nowadays we're getting like so much noise, like we said earlier, like
Yeah.
all the time. There's so much noise. We're getting bombarded with like things that we need to be doing, things we need to see. And so getting into somebody's inbox is a sure way that they're going to see what you're doing. So if you have an offer or a product or you're launching something, like you could talk about it on social media for 3 days straight and there's still going to be people that don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Versus if you're in the email, that's a lot quicker, easier access than social media. So building out your email list is a great way to just get to know people, get them to know you. You can offer discounts. You can just reward people for being in your little community because, yeah, like I said before, people want community. They want to know that they're part of something bigger. And so email list is a great way to do that. And to get that email, I'll offer a free download and think about something that is something small and trivial to you, but that like would really provide a quick win or provide value for the person that is downloading it.
Well, and something like you said, you hit on it. Something I was going to mention too, that you already hit on it, was like that sense of trust. You know, when you give somebody something free, you're building that trust in them, and you're also building that sense of reciprocity. You know, which, you know, when somebody gives you something, you almost feel like, well, I almost need to give you something back. And so maybe they're not going to buy something from you at that exact moment, but they at least feel like, well, they've given me something, so I feel more inclined to be able to buy something from them, or, you know, give them something, you know, since they gave me something of value already and it was free. And if you do provide, you know, with this free download, something that is incredible value, that, you know, and it's free, they think, well, shit, if I got this for free, what am I going to get when I buy something from them? It's going to be even 10 times better than this freebie.
Yes, you explain that. I swear, like better than me. But yeah, like reciprocity. Like that's why like ClickFunnels. Like if you guys are aware about that, like basically ClickFunnels are you offer something for free and then you offer something for $5-10 and then you offer something for like $40-50 and then you offer something for $200 and then you offer something for like $3,000. So that is totally how that works. And offering something for free is that first step of like establishing trust and getting them to be like, oh, okay, like this was really awesome. Maybe I do want to spend a little bit more money because how great this already was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that you said that. I'm going to remember that. So next up is your website needs basic SEO. This one, I'm going to try to not get too like techie and tech jargon, and I hope not
the weeds on this one pretty quick.
Yeah, try not to have you guys glaze over, but SEO is so important. If you guys don't know what SEO is, it is search engine optimization. So essentially SEO is how high you're going to be ranking on search engines. So if you have really, really good SEO, when you search if you search best barbecue in Lexington, if you have really good SEO, you're going to be the first one that pops up, and most people are going to click on your name because most people don't go past the first, if maybe the second page on Google.
Never. I'm barely off the first page, and second page maybe, but third, no. I got to be pretty desperate at that point.
Yeah, like I really am looking for something specific, and so most people, like, you want to end up on that first page if you can, but the only way to do that is through SEO. So that's part of, you know, converting website optimization is once people are like at your website, that's great, but you want to have them find your website too. So Google wants to show the best resource and most prominent brand with a website that is easy to use. This is kind of my like mission statement sentence of what SEO is wrapped up in a bow. Basically, if you are a great brand, if you have something authentic and unique, if you have a website that is easy to use, Google is going to prefer you over somebody else. And that is what we're hoping for. So on your website, you should have SEO written out for every single page, but also for your website in general. So if you go into your platform, wherever you build, and there should be like settings SEO, and then on every single page as well, so your home, your about, your services, your contact page, each of those pages has its own SEO. So make sure that when you're going in and fixing your SEO, you're not just doing it on your overall page. Make sure that every single page you're making sure the SEO is up and running for that. I used to not know that you had to do it for every single page. And then I went back and I was like, oh, all right, I need to do this from now on. So that's like a very quick, easy way. If you haven't done that, that already is going to like drastically improve your site.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I didn't realize. And I've been around websites for a decade, but I've not done a ton of work with them, and I knew about SEO, but never really stopped to think I need to make sure I'm optimizing every single page versus the website in general.
Yeah, exactly. It's a small little thing that it just helps. So the more that you can do, the better. And for a page, when you're looking through to make sure, is it optimized? What can I do? What are little things that I can fix? So basically, for blogs, this is uniquely valuable. I specifically like to say this for blogs because if you have a blog post that is 1,000 to 2,000 words is kind of the sweet spot for Google. But if you have a blog that is very unique and nobody else has written about it, it's going to pop up higher because Google's like, oh, this hasn't been written about yet, so you must be the authority about it. So that's kind of how Google thinks about it. Easy navigation. People are always scanning pages, so very rarely are you going to read an entire blog post or read an entire website. So stay away from really long paragraphs on your website. The less words, the better. And if you do have long paragraphs, that's great. Make sure you're bolding things. Just some way to make it easier to scan, because humans, we're scanning. We're not thoroughly reading anything anymore. So page layout is really, really important. Easy navigation, headers, your menu, can I easily access where I need to go? Keywords, I'm going to talk a little bit more in the next slide. Built to be shared. So this means that your URLs, all of your URLs, all of your URLs, yeah, your URLs, that they look like they're, so if you have I always go back to travel just because that's where I started everything. But if you go back to travel and you go travelblog.com and then / and it's the name of a blog, so / 10 best things to eat in Paris. Well, if it's better if you can add Paris as the category. So travelblog.com, category Paris, category 10 best things to eat in Paris. So that just shows Google that it's literally telling you what this URL is about, and it just categorizes it better. So go into your URLs, and if you can, add categories to make it just as simple for Google to categorize and see your URL as possible. How are we doing? We're doing good?
Good. Yeah, actually there's a question that popped up. So this is not going to take us too far back, and it was asking about the SEO. And let me back up on here. Oh, shoot, I just lost the original question. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah. So Madison was asking, we're talking about SEO, just whatever's on the page. And I asked her to clarify a little bit. She said, you have to type things in for the SEO on your settings page. Should you just type exactly what's already on the web page itself, or just put the keywords and it doesn't have to be the complete sentences?
Ooh, great question. So for your SEO, you can copy and paste what your mission statement is about. So I always recommend, I was going to share this later, but also, go away. How do I make this? So right here, I pulled this up. This is a local marketing agency in Lexington. So if you see this right here, we are a minority-owned and internet marketing firm that specializes in SEO, talks about what they specialize in and where they're located. It's kind of their about, but that, put it on their homepage, in their SEO, is really, really good. So, for me, every time I click that, it goes that. For me, I have that I am a web designer in Lexington, Kentucky, but this I do have on my SEO. So typically there's a different section for keywords and for description of a page. So If there's not, make sure that there are keywords in your description. So don't just put keywords. Put the keywords that you want to be known for, so like search engine optimization, website design, newsletter management. Like put those keywords into your like overall little bio, but don't just put keywords. But you can copy and paste what's already on the homepage, and yeah, that's totally fine if it's like descriptive and has keywords in it. That's a really, really good question.
Cool, awesome. So thank you, Madison.
Yeah. This basically, yeah, the last thing about URLs is keep them under 90 characters if you can. I know it's hard if your like blog posts are kind of long, like the names are long, or you're getting categories, but you don't want too long of URLs because then Google is just kind of marks it as spammy. So yeah, sometimes it can be avoided, but try to avoid it if you can. And all right, 1 second, I'm gonna drink some water.
Look at that nice segue right there. Keywords. We were just talking about keywords.
La la la.
Madison said that makes so much sense. Thank you. So yeah, she was setting us up. Nice job, Madison. Teeing us right up.
Yay! Thank you so much for asking that, Madison.
Yeah.
So keywords are basically what they sound like. Keywords are the main thing that you want to be associated with. So for me, my keywords are web design, newsletter management, online course setup, and blogging.
Another key.
So those are my 4 like keywords that I want to be associated with. So using those keywords and then like synonyms of those keywords. So web design with like web layout, web development, so online course setup, online course creation, using different words that are synonymous, like in your blog posts, in your descriptions, in your SEO, all of those, you want to just kind of create like a bubble. You want your bubble to be growing more and more of like the keywords, and the more keywords, the higher density keywords you have, the better. So I really love this plugin. It's called Keywords Everywhere. And if you guys see, it's literally right here on my Chrome, what's it called?
Banner? Extension there? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an extension. So what you can do is, let's pull up Google and say, best barbecue in Lexington, Kentucky.
You really like the barbecue in Lexington, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know why. Apparently I'm hungry. Love barbecue. So when you have this plugin on, so you can turn it on and off. But when you have this on, it shows, so if you like search Bev's barbecue in Lexington, Kentucky, this is what people have like associated related keywords with, but what also people are searching for. So you can see all of the different things that when somebody is searching best barbecue, anything like that, it's going to show what people are searching for and like things that you can kind of slyly like put into your keywords so that you're kind of popping up with those.
Yeah.
I love that extension.
Yeah, that's huge. Cause I mean, that definitely helps you if you're trying to get people, you know, to your website. If you see what other, well, like you said, because there's so many things, like I may use a certain phrase for something, but somebody else uses something similar, but not the same thing. And it's almost like your hashtags on your Instagram post or whatever. Like you'll do like inspiration.
Exactly. It's a lot like hashtags. Yes. Yeah. Very similar to that of like, if you can be found through these keywords and the similar ones, then that's great. And especially for blogging, like I highly, highly recommend if you have a blog or you're blogging to get that plugin, because that's where you're really going to start hitting gold, because blogging is just such an amazing way to up your SEO. If you don't have a blog, I recommend maybe investing in it, but it's not needed, but it's a good way to like, get your SEO up. And then lastly, another thing that I like to check out is, so Moz is just an amazing SEO tool. You can get the pro version. I have it, and it is really, really amazing. So if you're really trying to up your presence, I recommend getting it. But they have a bunch of free resources like Keyword Explorer, my online presence, like a location audit, like find the links that are like working in your website. So all of these things are like free SEO tools that you can go in and like check and look through and see if these SEO things like can be improved, what you can look at. So yeah, those are two kind of like my main extensions that I use to like really check out how my SEO is, how my competitors' SEO is. That's another great thing is all the things that you're learning about your own website, you can also learn about your competitors and see what they're like doing better at than you are.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. Good information to have.
Yeah, especially, yeah. I remember like finding out like, oh, I can just put in my competitor's website and like get the secret guide to like everything that they're excelling at. Great. All right, let me do it.
Yeah.
For all of your images, make sure that you're having titles and descriptions for the image, alt text. So the alt text on an image is basically just saying what the image is. So if it's a girl, if it's a photo of a girl eating a cupcake, you literally type out girl eating cupcake so that Google just can like log it and know what it is for accessibility purposes. And that's an easy way to quickly like up your SEO. So especially if you have a lot of images, putting in the correct titles and descriptions and alt texts, that will make your website just a little bit stronger. And for blog posts or for like titles, specifically for blog posts, I love coschedule.com/headline analyzer. What it does is basically you go in and you type in a headline for a blog. So like 10 easy ways to to get more like website conversions. You could do that and it'll pop up a score 1 to 100. And then it'll show you what's good about it, how it could be improved, what it's lacking. And then you can just like switch out words here and there, like change out headlines and see what like gave you the strongest score. So I used to literally spend a long time because I was not good at headlines when I was blogging.
No, that's awesome. That's really cool just to have some kind of some unbiased opinion, so it's not like you're asking your friend, because your friend's always going to say, oh, it's a great headline. And like, really, it sucks, but they don't want to tell you it sucks. And so you've got like this just very analytical system that's just going to spit it back out. Like, well, based on the searches and what's getting click-throughs, this should perform very well.
Exactly. It shows, it's like, giving the key of like, is this going to perform well just on the title alone? Obviously, everything else will like help it or not help it, but the title is important. So
that's what we decide. That's how I decide if I'm going to open something, because I know by certain titles that it's spam. It's big crap, and I'm like not touching it just because I know how they phrase it. Like, oh, this happened in your town, and you should see it. Whatever, something stupid. Like, oh, never mind. I know exactly what that is. Yeah,
and you can use it for email lists too, like email like subject lines. Like that's another a good resource to have. I like kind of thought about that. Yeah, I should use that. All right. Your website should load within 3 seconds. That is just quick and easy. You can check that at Google Page Speed Insights, and it'll show you your score on mobile and desktop. So you should be in the green, which I think is 90 to 100. Basically, if your site takes longer than 4 seconds to load, you will lose 40% of people on your site.
Wow.
Like,
that's a lot of lost traffic.
Think about that, because people aren't waiting. So if your website is not loading on mobile or desktop within 3 seconds, over 40%. And then each second more, it's just skyrocketing. Like, people are not going to wait. So if anything from this like whole thing, besides the ideal client and like the copywriting, this is so important, because this page speed insights literally tells you what you can do to make your page like load faster. So it's literally like, hey, this is how great you are, but these are things that you can fix quickly, easily, and it's such an easy free resource. Like, everyone should do this with their website.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. Because I mean, mobile or on the desktop, I'm not quite as bad. I'll give it a couple more seconds, because I've usually got something right around me I can kill a second. But if I'm on my phone, and if it takes more than a couple of seconds, which is sad to think that I'm so impatient that 4 seconds. No, screw this. I'm backing up. And I'll literally back up because usually I've hit Google, and I've gotten a list and I've hit this site, and okay, this is the one I want to go to. But if it's taken 4 or 5 seconds, I'll just literally back it up and go to the next one on the list that's going to give me something.
Exactly.
Probably the same information and when it loads faster, then boom, I go to there. Even though it probably took 10 seconds to get that, I'm like, I'm not waiting for that one because I just need to see some action moving forward all the time.
Yeah. And like you said, you'll literally go to another website. So
yeah,
you don't want to be losing valuable traffic just because your website is loading slow. So that is something like everybody after this call, go in and do this because that is super important. Along those lines, your website should look good on every device. Specifically, oh my gosh, mobile. I think it's like over 70% of search results are for mobile nowadays. So people are always on their phone. Like, it is a bummer because like websites just do look better on desktop because that's how they originally like were made.
Yeah.
Like I have had many times where I'm like, oh, this looks so good on my desktop, but it just doesn't look good on mobile, and like I'll have to tweak it, which is so sad, but that's how important it is. Like so if it doesn't look good on mobile, tweak it, fix it, because that's what honestly really matters. A little shameless plug, something that I love about the platform that we use and like the way that we've designed websites is that we literally design it on each device. So if something doesn't look good on desktop but it looks good on mobile, we'll create a like desktop only version and a mobile only version.
Oh, nice.
So as far as I know, we're the only, like the platform we use is the only platform that does that. Wix, Squarespace, and Squarespace you can edit on mobile, but you can't see how it looks until you pull it up. Kajabi, you can see how it looks on mobile, but I don't think you can edit on mobile. Yeah, so that is something that's really, really, really great about designing websites with us is that we do make sure that like if something looks great on desktop, we'll like awesome. And if it doesn't look good on mobile, we will not show it on mobile, and we'll create a version just for mobile so that you're getting the same thing, but at least like it just is tweaked a little bit, like the spacing or like the imaging or whatever, so that it looks good on all the devices.
It makes perfect sense. And real quick, Madison's got another question here. Maybe you can help with this. Maybe it's something she needs to go onto the website that you just brought up. She said, if it's loading slow, how can you make it quicker? Do you have any tips on that, or should she go to that resource that you were talking about?
So if you go to Google PageSpeed Insights, if you just Google, I think it's developer.google, but yeah, just Google PageSpeed Insights. It's the first one that pops up. When you enter your website, it'll show you like what's making it slow. So you can easily like, they'll say like the image took 15 seconds or it had to like load your background. So then maybe it's just a way of like, oh, like I should make my images smaller, or this font that I used takes up a lot of time to load. So maybe I should switch to a different font. Those are, yeah, it'll show you like if you, let's see if I can like zoom in.
So it kind of gives you the breakdown on each section, like how long it took for this piece to load, and this piece to load, this piece to load, and you can see which one it is that's dragging it down.
Yeah. So it'll give you that information. Like I said, it's one of my favorite free resources because especially now it's so important that your website is like loading fast.
Nice.
All right, number 7. And this one is super important because humans trust other humans. That's just how it is. Testimonials, reviews, social proof is everything. If you don't have any reviews yet, if you're starting out, have your friends and family write you one about your character, about your work ethic. It doesn't necessarily like, if you're not building your portfolio out yet, like see if you have like a mentor or a teacher or like professional contacts that would be willing to write you a reference and put that on your site until you do build out your reviews. But then once you do have reviews, keep those. They are amazing. They are gold. You should have them everywhere. So on your website, you should have at least like 3 reviews on your actual homepage. So you can do like a slider, like on my homepage, you can have a slider like that. You could have just a few like sliders or a few testimonials written out. But then you should also have a testimonials page. So have your cherry pick your 2 or 3 best like reviews and put those on your homepage, but then have an entire reviews page so that people are like, well, does she only have like 3 reviews? Like, because that's how people think. So
yeah,
it's worth having an entire separate page just for your testimonials. And as far as that goes, you know, your website testimonials are great. If you can have reviews that people like texted you or emailed you, like that's great. But the gold, the absolute gold, if you can do it, is Google reviews. Google reviews are everything. So if you don't have a Google My Business set up yet, set one up right now after this call. I'm giving you like a list like keeps getting longer and longer. But Google My Business, like that is going to help your SEO. That's going to show you like that's so important, because then also you can start accepting reviews. So when you finish up a client, you finish up a project, you can send them a nice little email, you can write them a handwritten letter, like some type of nice touch, and then provide your Google review link so that they can go in and leave you a review on Google, which then you can copy and paste onto your website. But the more reviews you have on Google, the more just legitimate you appear, and the more Google is going to favor you over other ones.
Yeah, well, I know I myself, if I buy anything online, I won't buy anything unless I can see reviews somewhere, you know, whether that be on Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or Target.com, or just anywhere. I won't buy it if I'm not seeing reviews, and I like to see a lot. I don't want to see like 3 reviews, because I mean, that means nothing. I like to see like 100 reviews, and I of course throw away the 5-star and I throw away the 1-star. I'm like, let's find out what's in the middle, like, you know, because you get some people just like, oh, I loved it. It was the most amazing thing ever. Well, okay. And then I get, what was the biggest piece of shit ever? It's like, wait, you both, one person said it was the greatest thing ever, and the other person said the biggest piece of shit ever. So let's find the people in the middle, because they're going to give you the more honest, you know, reviews. But yeah, I won't buy it if there's not a review, because I got to know what other people have run into. Because there's always going to be some great things about whatever, and there's going to be some things about whatever. So let's find out, you know, what other people have experienced with this. So I love that. Yeah, those testimonials are huge.
Yeah. And like I think the average consumer reads 10 reviews before purchasing. Mm-hmm. So it's important. Like people want to know if it's been bought before, what people are saying about it. So
yeah. And obviously, you know, when we're talking here testimonials, you're not necessarily going to have 100 of those on your website. I was, you know, speaking more specifically on like products you buy online that sell tens of thousands. So definitely don't want to give it any impression that if you don't have 100 testimonials on your site that you're screwed. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, just, like you said, just that social proof. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. I need to know somebody else has gone through this and get some idea of what experience they've had.
And now that you said that, I will say on your website, I wouldn't put more than maybe 15 reviews on your testimonials page, because once again, people are scanning. So, you know, pick your best of your best. If you have that many reviews, like, hell yeah, that's fucking amazing. Like, kick ass, like, hell yeah. But, people don't want to be scrolling versus Amazon. Like, it's a lot easier to see like product. Okay, this product has over 1,000 reviews. Great. But yeah, on your website, pick the best like 10 to 15, and then you can always switch those out. And yeah, good tip. And lastly, I'll say about this is video testimonials. This is something that if you just want to kind of go above and beyond and like have these in your back pocket, this is great for like promotional materials, especially in the future if you're trying to be like a coach or like have a product or have an event. Video testimonials are really, really powerful, and just speak really loudly for people. Like video is everything nowadays. Like people want video. So a lot of times I have people that I know who will exchange something for free, like a free landing page or a free like product. Like they'll send you like a 10-pack of t-shirts. I don't know.
Something of value.
Something of value in exchange for them to give you a video testimonial. So if you're like kind of stuck and you're like, okay, how can I have a lot of testimonials and like cool. But if you're wanting to go that next step, start reaching out and getting video testimonials. 30 seconds, 1 minute, just ask somebody like, hey, like, give me in the world if you would do this, like, I'll send you this for free, or like, I'll send you a gift card. That's another like great thing. But yeah, it just helps people. It just helps to have that in your back pocket to eventually use for your website or for something else.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, even just like, the information you're sharing here today, you could send out, a big list, say, here's the 10 tips, but just hearing you share, these tips and elaborate on them a little more, gives it such a much deeper connection. So yeah, video testimonials would be the top.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like you said, it's yeah. If you got it, if you can, if you have people who really love you and like clients who would be willing to do it, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Last little things. Your website needs high quality images. So please, for the love of God, do not put iPhone photos on your website. Like,
I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh no. It's fine. It's not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Please do not put iPhone photos or like vertical photos that are horizontal. Like, websites are horizontal photos. So I know that it's like, it's trending nowadays to always have vertical because that performs better on Instagram. But like, if you are taking photos, if you get photos, make sure you're also getting horizontal photos. Like, yes, vertical is great for social media, but for websites, you need horizontal photos. So if you cannot afford for professional photos, then get some stock image photos. There's Unsplash, Adobe, Photify. Photify and Unsplash are both free. Adobe, I think you have to have a subscription. But invest in some photos or get some free stock images. It just looks a lot better and makes your brand speak out a lot better than if you have crappy low resolution photos. And you might say, well, like, oh, like, I'm my brand, I want to be all over my website. Like, yeah, then put one photo of you that's really good and it's probably vertical, but everything else, like, just get some stock images or wait until you can invest in some good images and put those on your website.
Well, and I know I can testify real quick about getting and investing in, a good quality photo, because I'd always just done, simple photos of myself, like I said, on my phone, and I think I'm like, hey, these look great, but then when we were out in LA, well, actually it wasn't for one of our mastermind events, but I was there for something else, and I hired a photographer, found a great deal. We went down to Venice Beach, took some photos. I was like, and I look at those pictures, I'm like, holy fuck, dude, who am I? I'm fucking damn, I'm badass, and you see, it's like, oh, now I see the difference between me taking my own picture versus somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing, and can frame things right, and I get compliments all the time on these pictures that got taken during that session. And yeah, and it's an investment, but if you do it right, you're going to have these, and they're going to, not just even for your website, but you're going to be able to use them in so many different places, and you can get dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of pictures that you can choose from. So it's well worth the investment.
Absolutely. Like, and then you're investing in another small business owner and another like person's dream. Like, it's a give and give. It's great. So I highly recommend investing in photos, even if you get just 5 photos, 10 photos. It helps make your website a little better.
Yes.
Number 8, update your site weekly. So if you can, Google loves to see an updated website. So whether that's blogs, adding discounts, shifting around products, changing sections, changing photos, updating SEO, all these things are just little tiny ways that you can update your site, and Google will love to see that because it means that your site is alive and well. 3 clicks or less. So this is something that if I go to your site, I should be able to get to wherever I need to go within 3 clicks. So this is especially big for blogs and for stores. So if I go to your homepage, I should be able to find where your belts are within 3 clicks. I should be able to see where your Puerto Rico blogs are within 3 clicks. It helps, it's quicker. It shows that your website is easily accessible, easy to navigate, and you can do this by having your menus at the top, at the bottom, but also by having search bars throughout the page, or one on your homepage. On your store page, having a search bars and easy navigation just help. It just helps people get to where they need to go a lot quicker, and yeah, people are impatient. They want to get to where they need to go.
Yeah, I don't want to spend an hour. I love treasure hunts, and I love mysteries and things like that, but not when I'm on a website, not when I'm looking for something. I want to find it quick as can be. Yeah, you want it fast.
Yes. And lastly, my last little tip is your header and footer.
Oh, not already.
I know, I saw the time and I was like, oh my gosh, I did not realize I've been talking for an hour. So thank you for listening. I hope this is like providing value for people, and I hope that people are getting value. Hi, baby. I'm foster, as of today, I think I actually adopted this dog.
Aw, well, congratulations.
Hello, Roscoe. So my last tip is header. Oh my gosh, hello. Now I'm getting attention and you want it. Okay. So your header and footer for your website is just the easiest way to make sure that people can just access your site easily, like we said before. So your header, these are just some things that like it should have. Obviously, it should have your logo, 100%. It should have social media icons. That's super important, especially nowadays with everything being on social media. Having a discount strip is kind of cool and extra. It's the little tiny like strip. It's like on top of your header. If you can, you don't have to, but it can be like, get 10% off by using this code, or text us for a free t-shirt, or stuff like that. It's a nice little way to just make your header stand out. A horizontal menu and a sticky menu if possible. So what I mean by a sticky menu is when you go to a website, if you see when I scroll, the background of her changes.
Yeah, okay.
But it's always there. So I love that if like I'm scrolling through a page, I can always access the menu versus if you don't, and then I have to scroll all the way back to the top to get to the menu. Like that's just annoying. Once again, I want to be in, out quicker. So if you can, always have a sticky header. It helps people just save time and makes your site look better too. Just makes it a little more, oh my God.
See, I can't read, you can't talk. We're doing great.
Look more legit. And then also you could have a call to action in your header. I'm trying to think if I have one. I do not, but she does. So browse products. Just quickly, like most people are going to her site because they want to buy her products. So putting a call to action in the header of like what you think people are going to your website for, quick, easy. It helps people know what to expect. Your footer should have a subscribe form. So your footer should have some sort of subscribe to our newsletter. Just so that people know it's always available. Like no matter what page you go to, they can still subscribe because maybe they want to subscribe after they saw your third blog post or something like that. You could put your contact info in the footer. Your mission statement, I think, is a really good idea for SEO. I did show it earlier, but I just want to show it again. This is a local marketing agency, and they have it in their footer of like basically this is their like mission statement of what they offer, who they are, and where they're located. So putting that a little bit, it helps with SEO. Then you could put it into your SEO like page if you wanted to, but having that little mission statement, or even like your we help statement in your footer can make you stand out a little bit more. And then you can have your logo, social media icons, quick links. So maybe putting 4 or 5 of like your quick links. So like I have my links here just because on mobile people might want to like go. It's just people are looking at different things. So those are just all different things that you can put in the header and the footer, and it'll make your website just a little more easy to access and a little more friendly for people visiting.
Well, so much of it is just making it easy to use. Like I say, we're very impatient creatures, and so we want it to be as easy and quick as possible. Like, give me the information I want. Let me get out. Just make it simple. Don't
Exactly.
complicate it.
And at the end of the day, like that is what this is all about. Everything I just said is how can you make this easy? How can you make it just quick and simple as possible in your phrasing, in your buttons, in your menu, everything just as easy and quick as possible so that your website, people want to stay on it versus getting aggravated or it taking too long to get to places.
Well, awesome. So I'm just checking over here, and I think we're good. Adrian just popped back in a little while ago and said their question actually didn't have anything to do with the website itself, so not to worry about answering it. So I guess you don't have to answer that question. We're good to go there. But Joelle, this has been so awesome. And on 99% of this, 1% of me hates this conversation because now I know I need to go just trash my fucking whole website and start all over again. Because
No.
even knowing half the stuff going into it, I've got like this big, huge paragraph of stuff. And I'm like, but for me, honestly, what it was going to that point of it's better just to have something there. And so I just threw something up to get it started, but now I know what I need to go back and tweak, so I've got some work ahead of me. So thank you for that.
Of course. And I mean, like, even I still have like things that I'm constantly changing, constantly working on. And so it's a work in progress. A website is literally like a living, breathing part of your business. It should be updated and changed. And, it's going to be different a lot. Like, you're going to change it a lot. So be easy on yourself. Take it day by day. Like, you don't need to have a perfect website today. Just these are little things.
Yeah, and I love how you just said that. Like, it's a living, breathing thing. So don't think it has to be perfect to get started. Just get something started. Don't feel like, we gave you 10 tips, but don't feel like overwhelmed. Because I kind of jokingly said I'm going to trash the whole thing, because I'm not. But I'll go down and I'll pick one thing and I'll tweak that, and I'll go back later and tweak something else. But yeah, just get something up there, get started, and then use these to go back. If you don't want to. Progress over perfection is what I love to use. Is like, just get something started and then tweak a little bit at a time. Don't feel like you have to take all these 10 steps, get them all perfectly before you put it up, because by the time you get that up, something's going to have changed and then you're back at square one again. So just do it.
It's always changing. And I love that you said that, because for me, I say action over perfection.
Yeah.
Because I am so bad about like wanting it to be perfect and not doing anything. But it's just getting something out there, and then you can always change it and tweak it as you go.
Exactly. So, and Madison says, thank you, Joelle and me. And this was super, super helpful. So awesome.
Thank you, Madison. Thank you so much, Madison, for watching and tuning in. And I hope that this provides value for anybody that watches this later. I am always available to chat websites. You can find me on Instagram at, my personal Instagram is Joelle Writing, but my business Instagram is Dope Magic Co. And I'm constantly providing like little tips like this on there so that you can know what to do with the website, how to make it better. I'm starting a new series of just like what's better, like Kajabi or Squarespace or Wix. So there's just fun little things like that I do on there. And then I do giveaways. Like I just did a free website giveaway last month. Go follow us on Insta, get some new knowledge about your website. And then always, feel free to reach out if you ever have questions.
Awesome. Well, I'm definitely excited to follow the series about Squarespace versus Kajabi, because I'm kind of in that. Well, I'm doing Squarespace right now, and I've been teetering on Kajabi because I want to put some courses together. I know it's the perfect platform for that. So I'm going to be interested to see what you come up with.
Yeah, and if you don't want to do Kajabi, reach out to me, because I do have an alternative that it's just a little cheaper and same thing.
Awesome. Awesome.
I have loved this so much. Thank you so much, James, for having me on. And you're such an incredible human, and I appreciate you so much. And I appreciate this group too. I've also gotten so much value and knowledge from it. So thank you for putting this together.
Well, thank you so much, Joelle. It's been awesome, and hopefully I will see you in a month or two here and back in LA. Fingers crossed that they don't cut us off. But if not, then soon thereafter.
Well, bye. Thank you.
All right, take care.